So with that, I want to introduce a guy who I've gotten to know very well over the last several years. GIE+EXPO is a very innovative lawn care company, regional lawn care company, not a whole lot different than most of the companies in this room. You know, some are a little smaller, some are a little bigger, but it's, you know, we're not talking to a guy that's running a true group. We're talking to a guy who's running a regional lawn care business that has two offices, one in Cleveland and one in Columbus. And, you know, they're really doing a phenomenal job at building their business in ways that I've never seen anybody do. I've gotten to become, you know, good friends with Shaun over the years. They've been great customers of Holganix. And so I just like Shaun that, you know, he's been really gracious to say, look, I'll open my kimono, figuratively speaking, and I'll share. Well, literally, if that's what you guys are interested in, he takes questions and he takes requests. You just gotta ask him what you need. But at the end of the day, he said, I'll be very, very open, and I'll tell anybody anything they want to know. I got no secrets. At the end of the day, I just want to help people. If they can learn a thing or two from me, it'd be great. So that's really cool, because there'd be a lot of guys that have this knowledge and say, look, no, I don't want to tell my competitors or possible competitors. You know, there's 2 or 3 companies in here that overlap in his geography. He's willing to share these things with you. That's cool. That really speaks to this community. And so thank you, Shaun, for coming, and thanks for being willing to share this information. Here's Shaun Kanary.
Patty's going to switch it over. Well, thank you guys for having me. As Barrett mentioned, I have nothing to hide as far as marketing goes. You know, other things, you know, I do. Barrett, you were there, you remember. So, but anyway, I have nothing to hide marketing-wise. In fact, as Barrett said, I work for a company called GIE+EXPO in Cleveland, Columbus, Ohio. In addition to that, I'm a professor of marketing and advertising at a little school called Baldwin Wallace University. Anybody know Baldwin Wallace? Anybody know Jim Tressel? That's our claim to fame, is that we grew the Tressel family into the coaching geniuses that they are. Lee Tressel won the national championship with us, and then everybody knows Jim, of course. So, thanks for having me. I'll be around afterwards if anybody wants to talk to me about marketing strategy, especially when it comes to digital marketing, because that's really my bread and butter. I mean, you guys are here, and you got to meet all sorts of great people. Just 2 in general, Jeff Karowitz here. He's walking around here somewhere. I bow to Jeff Karowitz. He's one of my heroes. Throwing a password. It's Funky Chicken.
Is it really?
No.
Come on, that's mine.
No, that's his. So, but yeah. Oh, jeez. Nothing's easy, right? I think we'll run through that. There you go. Now I'm old-fashioned. I'll hit the forward button. I'm not broke. So, but as I was saying, any questions that you guys have, please let's make this a little bit interactive. If you have any questions at all as I go through some of these slides, you know, let me know. And if you want to hear any results, I'll be glad to share. I'll be sharing some of the results. You know, I'm an open book when it comes to marketing, because I believe that truly imitation is the biggest form of flattery. So if you guys can learn something from me, please take it. And let me just say, I'm super excited the fact that I'm teaching people that aren't 18 or 19 years old. All right? So to make me feel at home, can you begin your question with dude or man? That might make me feel a little bit better, you know, make me feel like I'm at school again. So, but as I said, we're going to talk about inbound marketing and what inbound marketing is, and specifically we're going to talk about social media, because that's the one question I get the most is social media. Man, I'm on, how many, just show of hands, how many people say, man, I pay somebody or I post something on Facebook and only like 5 of my fans see it? How many people experience that? All right, well, that's a lot. Okay, maybe we got some bashful people. But there's a reason for that, and I'm going to talk to you guys about it. It's not Facebook screwing you, okay? There's a reason for it, and we'll get to that here in a second. But for those of you that don't know what inbound marketing is, inbound marketing, communication is interactive, okay? We're creating content, not just any content, but content that our consumers want to know about. And that's really important to keep in mind, because we can talk, we can say, hey, we got a sale, we got a sale, we got a sale, but nobody wants to hear that. And we live in the day of the DVR, right? How many of you fast forward through the TV show to get to the commercials? Well, I do because I'm an advertising professor, so I love TV commercials. I don't like the shows, I like the TV commercials. Right? But yet, nobody is looking forward to the advertisements. So inbound marketing is this new concept, this new movement that we're sharing content and ideas and education. And there's a two-way communication. We have to be smarter as marketers. All right? Customers come to us via search engines. They come to us through social media. Yes, they come to us through Facebook. You're just not doing it right. No, they come to us through social media too. And we provide value to them. Maybe it's some piece of information. Maybe it's a free estimate. But we have to provide them a little bit of value and develop a certain relationship with them. And marketers, we have to seek to entertain and educate, and sometimes scare. And we'll get to that in a second. But we have to do that. We have to educate them on important things. Old marketing is communication is one way. He's the guy standing up on his soapbox saying, hey, come buy our product, come buy our product, hey, you buy our product. This is the old way of marketing. We, as a society, have gotten very good at tuning this out, right? We're the society of DVRs. We fast forward through the TV commercials, right? We have Hulu, we have Netflix. Who needs TV commercials? Who needs TV? We got Hulu and Netflix, right? We just watch the show we want to watch. So we have to get smarter. The marketer in the old-time marketing way doesn't provide any value. It's just hit them up for a buy, hit them up for a sale, hit them up for a sale. So we have to change the way that we're approaching it. And we do this with the inbound marketing funnel. And I don't know if you guys ever seen this, but inbound marketing funnel is based on these concepts of creating content, creating different resources that our consumers find interesting, and what they're talking about, and what they need to know. Are people talking about lawn care? You better believe it. They may not be saying the words lawn care, but they're talking about it. They're talking about things like sustainability. I was listening to somebody give an interview over there, and they said that one of the fastest growing segments as far as sustainability is millennials. You better believe it. Because I am in college with 18 to 21 years old, and the biggest growing major at Baldwin Wallace University right now, sustainability. I'd like to say advertising because the professors, you know, they're good dancers and they're good looking, but now it's sustainability. Believe it or not, sustainability. So it's becoming more of an important issue for consumers. And if you're not marketing towards millennials, I got news for you. You're going to miss out. I know we talk about if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but it's going to be broke real soon if you don't start hearing what the millennials are saying. So this is the inbound marketing funnel. Great. Just turn this bad boy off. Inbound marketing funnel, we put out all this content on search terms and information that our consumers are looking for, are reading. In Lake Erie, we had a bad problem up in Toledo area with toxic algae bloom. People are talking about it. People are scared about it. It's affecting drinking water. And fertilizer was known to be a leading cause of it. We won't get into because I'm a marketing guy. I don't know my nuts and bolts about fertilizer. I'll be the first one to admit that. I go to my boss, Rob, and he educates me. But it's an important issue, and it was a huge issue for us, and we were able to take advantage of it. And I think we teased that in that YouTube video that we put out there, and I'll show you how we use that to our advantage. But articles like that, things going on about healthy lawns, people are actually looking, and you can attract strangers. And through your website, through this education, you can turn them in from visitors into qualified leads, either marketing or sales qualified leads, and turn them into paying customers. So that's really how the funnel works. It's right at the top. We create lots of content through social media. We create lots of content through blogs. We drive them into that top of the funnel. Now we have to be smart and use the right channels and use the right features of those channels to drive them in. But we want to drive them into that funnel so we can turn them into customers. So, Shaun, you're saying to get rid of my outbound marketing. No more direct mail, right? No more billboards, right? Are you crazy? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying there's a happy medium. The most powerful marketing exists right in that in-between area between inbound marketing and outbound marketing. I don't know if Rob Palmer is here, but Rob Palmer is the first one to say, hey, listen, we got to get ready for the direct mail. We got to get rid of the direct mail. And it keeps reducing as far as it gets more expensive every year. Postage goes up. Post office is losing money, so they're making us pay for it more. The return on investment is dwindling, but it's still important because it still can work as an inbound driver for us in addition to an outbound driver for us. We take a little bit of a different approach with our outbound mail. We drive them more to our website to educate them to get caught in that funnel. So we're using outbound methods and inbound methods together to help drive people to become customers. And that's where the magic happens. So I'm not saying to abandon direct mail. I know I saw Real Green out there and they have that printing service. They probably, come up with pitchforks and fires here if I said don't use Real Green to mail your stuff. I'm just saying use both efforts together. Okay? And I hear all the time, Shaun, if it's not broke, so why should I fix it? All right? I still send out direct mail. I still get customers. Facebook just doesn't work for me. I'm a lawn care company. I'm going to go door to door. This is how it is. This is how I've grown my business to a certain point. And I'm going to say something, yeah, it may not be broke now, but it's coming. It's coming like a freight train down a railroad. You better adapt to what's coming down the freight because you're ignoring the future. All right? These guys look familiar, right? How many of you guys have teenage kids, right? Oh, yeah, teenage kids right here. I know, they're in my class. See, I usually put up social media filters and it alerts me when one of my students posts something on Twitter, so I can pick up my phone real quick and tweet at them, pay attention. It scares the crap out of them. But it's fun. It sure is fun. They're like, oh crap. Yeah, I know. I have an alert set up on my social media filter. The filter, I use Hootsuite. It's called Hootsuite, Hootsuite. You can do all sorts of fun stuff. I don't want to get too far on Hootsuite. I'm not here to plug Hootsuite. But you can do all sorts of fun stuff with Hootsuite, like put a list of class students, and anytime they tweet, it'll send an alert to your phone. You can pick out keywords of people in a certain area. Say, I don't know, maybe you're a lawn care company in Dayton, and somebody's talking about sustainability in Dayton. You can have an alert sent to your cell phone. Somebody's talking about sustainability. Hey, are you fertilizing your lawn? Because if you are, you may be hurting the environment. And engage in a conversation with them. So I use Hootsuite. It's a social media monitoring tool. So we get this guy a raffle ticket because he's got some good questions.
You think it's better using Google Alerts?
I don't.
Like I have alerts that are probably me, just like what's better with you.
Sure. And I think Google catches it as far as when it comes to web properties, but you need to be monitoring social media because that's how millennials are communicating. You guys with the teenagers, you see them on the phones, you see them texting. I don't know how their thumbs go that fast. I watch my niece, and she flies through there. I can't type that fast. But you have to take advantage of filters. It's sort of like a Google alert, but for social media. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anybody's posting a picture, you pick out those key words about your industry that are really important that you can engage with them. Because remember, social media is a two-way conversation, all right? And you have to engage with them. So if somebody says something about sustainability, maybe you have some canned responses that you can say, hey, listen, do your part. If you're fertilizing your lawn, check this out. And just lead them to your website. Because if you lead them to your website, you can do some other cool things with it. But you want to monitor that kind of stuff. Yeah, you got it, Max, so you know how he's cool.
Oh, he's doing that.
Yeah.
Now, like, we use remarketing ads.
Yeah.
Success, we've had better success with AdWords.
Yeah.
Remarketing.
Yeah.
What's your thought on that?
Oh, I love remarketing. And for those of you that aren't familiar with remarketing, what remarketing is a little snippet of code. It's called a cookie. It's not delicious. It's just coding. I don't know why they call it cookie, it makes me hungry. But it's a little piece of code. As somebody goes onto your website and they leave, you can follow them around for up to 180 days. Have you ever gone to Amazon and looked at a pair of shoes and then left and went to ESPN? Man, those shoes follow me, man. That is a weird coincidence. It's not a coincidence. I get employees, technicians from WePro coming up to me all the time and say, shit, man, how much is Rob spending on marketing? We're on every freaking website on the web. Now, you've been on our website, huh? You know, give me your IP address so I can block you. But yeah, you've seen our ads everywhere because we're following you around because you've been on our website. Where remarketing gets really powerful is segmenting remarketing. So segment remarketing based on what the consumer is interested in. If they're looking at organic pages, if they're looking at organic products, don't follow them with ads about just general. Position your organic products to them. He's looking at a pair of shoes on Amazon, and if he goes to ESPN and sees just a blank Amazon ad, it's not going to pique his interest. But he saw that ad featuring the shoe on the page that he just looked at. Now he's interested. Now he's having a little bit of, man, I should have just bought those. Well, it followed me here, so I might as well buy it. So when I love remarketing, but when you get into some cool things with remarketing is when you segment your remarketing ads based on what pages they go to on the site. So those people that you see on the phones, I got news for you people. By 2020, they will represent 25% of the buying population. Okay? Baby boomers ain't got nothing on millennials. Okay? This is the fastest, this is the future right here. Is millennial, not this guy, he got voted out of Canadian office, thank God. But this is the future. Millennials are going to represent 25% of the population. And they like to communicate through social media, online. They don't like to call people and talk to people. Shit, they crap themselves if somebody came to their house and tried to talk to them. They live on these phones, and those of you with teenagers know that, okay? They buy things on this phone. They research things on this phone. If I get one more research paper that references Wikipedia, I may cry, okay? But yes, every research paper I have to read, oh yeah, I found this information on Wikipedia. You know, Wikipedia, you can make up anything you want. It's a person's encyclopedia, so, but yeah, but these are how the millennials think. They go online, that's their first thing. They're out there and they're talking about sustainability, they're concerned about sustainability. And you just have to know how to segment them and then position your products accordingly. Alright, some interesting stats at Adweek that we talked about in our YouTube video. The most trusted, from millennials to grandparents, the most trusted resource of news at this present moment. Facebook. Not the newspaper, not TV, Facebook. I saw it on Facebook, it must be true. Oh, love that one. Yes. How many of you have tried a new product or service as on the following channels? Look at social media. 41%, 48%, 41%. All right? The 18 to 50-year-old range is all around 40%. If you're not on social media, if you're not engaging, if you're not using some powerful segmentation tools on social media, you're missing the boat. Big time. All right? When used correctly, inbound marketing is one of the most powerful marketing strategies there is now and in the future. Okay? You don't have to go to Global Gym to know that. All right? So what do I mean by this? All right. Well, let's compare this newfangled inbound marketing approach to traditional marketing, right? And we've been talking a lot about, you know, organic lawn care and lawn care in general. So I'm gonna use a different example. I'm gonna use a yoga studio. I'm starting a brand new yoga studio in town. All right. And that's what my headstands look like. So in the traditional model, I'm going to go out and I'm going to place billboards around town, $40,000 for about 3 months, and that's what it usually costs in one of our metropolitan areas that we get, right? I'm going to generate thousands of impressions, right? There's going to be thousands of people driving past that, right? Absolutely. I'm going to send a direct mail piece out, 10,000 people to local area residents. It's going to cost me about $3,000. But thousands of people are going to get my postcard, and hundreds of thousands are going to see my billboard. The pros of this, okay? Obviously some high impressions. A lot of people are going to see your ads, all right? And you do have some targeting options. With billboards, you can place them in metropolitan areas along a certain route, in a certain area that seems to be a big earner for you, okay? You can mail to certain people. You can mail to certain demographics. Yeah, you can control a little bit of it. But the cons of this is that you pay regardless of if they look at your direct mail piece or not. Has anybody ever been to a printer before your direct mail piece goes out? It is the most awful experience in your life because you see a pallet of, for us, it was 300,000 pieces, pallets of direct mail pieces, knowing that, you know what, I'm only going to get 600 people from this, probably, around 600 to 700, hopefully 800 people. And all that paper, all that waste, it just makes me sick. Okay? You can't change the message. Oh my gosh, what, can we change the message up? No, we already went to print. Billboard's up. Wouldn't you love to change that message based on who is seeing that message? I would. If a soccer mom drives by, I would like to have a different message than if a blue-collar worker getting off the Ford sees it. I'd like to have two different messages, but you can't do that, so that's a con. And it's usually a one-and-done thing. It goes in the mailbox, they throw it away, it's done. It leaves. It's never seen again. All right? And you can't really effectively measure results. All right? But what if I told you that there was a way to not only show my yoga fitness ads, or in your case, lawn care ads, to people that are only interested in your product, okay? I'm going to allow you to change the message whenever you want to on a moment's notice. I'm going to let you have different messages to different segments of people, all right? And I'm only going to, how would you love this if a direct mail company came up to you and said, hey, listen, I know we're printing 300,000, but I'm only going to charge you if somebody actually calls on that lead. Well, I'd love that. That'd be great, right? What if I also said that you can target people by location and demos and more? You can target people by maybe people that have been to your website and have left without becoming a customer. And then follow them for 180 days in some cases. You'd say I was Gordon Gecko. I'm selling you a fake bill of goods, right? It's a Ponzi scheme, but it's a Shaunzi scheme, right? No. It's not a Shaunzi scheme. That is inbound marketing. It's social media marketing. Because we drive interested people. We're creating content. We're creating posts for specific people, segments, and we can position our message directly to them. We can identify those soccer moms. We can identify people that have been on your website and left without becoming a customer. And then we can craft a message to them, right? That's really powerful. And that's really what inbound and social media marketing is all about. So, next question I'm going to hear is inevitably is great, but we've used our social media for business and it's gotten us nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. No offense, but you're not using it right, all right? And I'm going to show you, give you a little bit of a demonstration on how we've used it and how you can use it right. I think I let in with a little bit of a tease of how you can use it and how we use it right. But to understand how to use it right, I want to explain to you how Facebook and social media usually works, okay? And I'm going to use the classroom, the cafeteria, okay? It works exactly like a school lunchroom, all right? When you go into a school, you guys remember in high school, the cool kids sat at one table and Barrett sat at the other side of the room. All right?
I represent that comment.
Hey, all right, absolutely. What if the teacher came over to you and, hey, Grant, I know Barrett's really nerdy, but can he sit at your table with you? Is that cool? He'd probably be like, man, that Barrett is such a nerd. All he talks about is organic fertilizer. We're 18, dude. We want to talk about cars and stuff. I don't know what 18-year-olds talk about. They say dude a lot, though. I do know that. Man. Okay? What would happen the next day? You probably would go out to lunch. You probably wouldn't want to go there anymore. You probably wouldn't want to be put in that situation ever again. Because you know that the teacher might have Barrett come over and sit with you. Facebook is exactly the same way. They only want to show you the posts of the people you hang out with online the most. And what do I mean by hang out with online? The people that you're commenting on, the people that you're liking, the people that you're sharing their posts with. So I know you have a lot of fans, but if they're not engaging with your post, you're Barrett on the other side of the lunchroom. All right? We can't force people to like us. Or can we? We can't. We just got to be smart about it. All right? So, Facebook only wants to show the people what they care about. They only want Zac Efron sitting at your lunch table. They don't want Barrett sitting there, right? They don't want people leaving Facebook. They want it to be a rewarding, engaging experience. That way they spend more of their hours when they should be working for you on Facebook, right? They don't want people to leave. And that's measured, and the way posts are shown is measured by a term called engagement. And that's the likes, and that's the shares, and that's the comments. And here's my free tip of it. If you want to increase your Facebook organic reach, put pictures up, put videos up, and say, hey, share, click, could you like this, or could you comment on this, or what do you think about this, what do you think about that? Because if they comment on it, you're going to keep showing up in their timeline. If they hit share, they're going to keep showing up in your timeline. Again, engagement is what drives it, but that's organic. All right. What if I don't have a social media plan that is really engaging and organic? Does that mean I can't use Facebook? No. You don't have to have Zac Efron posts. We use Facebook organically to help drive traffic, but it really is a small portion, a very, very minute portion of our Facebook business. What we use is Facebook advertising. And how many people have used Facebook advertising? How many people have gotten nothing from Facebook advertising? Maybe it's maybe a little bit here and there, but it is a killer advertising platform. Because remember we were talking about the pros and cons of inbound marketing? And the pros are that you can get highly selective. You can do that with Facebook. The stuff that I'm going to tell you right now that you can do with Facebook is going to blow your minds. And yes, I'm referring to that TV commercial where the heads explode, so with the purple dust. I love that commercial. So there's some challenges we as marketers for companies have to embrace. Organic reach is always going to be difficult for us. We should not put all our eggs in one basket. If we're paying somebody to run our social media organic posts for us, we got to be very careful about that. I'd rather spend my money towards that marketing company developing some data mining and segmenting some lists and using Facebook that way, and we'll get to that in a second. Also, if you're posting an organic post that says, hey, call us today for a free estimate, Facebook is actually punishing you now, so don't do that anymore. Use the paid advertising for the end of the funnel, buy now type of advertisement. You can't do the free buy now anymore because they'll punish you for that, except if you use offers. All right. Everybody write this down. The formula for social media success. Cats playing some instrument, okay, plus Justin Bieber equals wheelbarrows full of money. All right, sorry, that was not nice. I saw like a bunch of people starting to write that down. I feel bad now, so just blame Barry, he invited me. So, okay, I just had to throw that in there. Now, the actual idea, the actual secret to success with Facebook marketing is using their advertising platform and segmenting your consumers. We segment the crap out of our consumers at WePro, and it pays off for us big time. All right? One of the big things that Facebook advertising allows you to do is target people by specific interests and locations. So we're talking about sustainability at this clinic. We can identify those people within a certain geographic area that love sustainability, that talk about sustainability, that follow certain sustainability websites. We can identify those people and create what's called audiences, so we can show an ad just to those people. We can run multiple messages at the same time and change it up. Maybe we'll A/B test a strong offer versus more of a download. See which one works better. All right? We're able to segment our current customers and non-interesteds. Yes, you heard me right. So if you've ever, how many of you have boatloads of email addresses from people that have contacted you that never bought your product? I know I do. Thank God we sucked before I came to WePro, because I have boatloads of those types of lists. And Rob, if you're here, I didn't mean that. But yes, you can target people that have given your email address. That's why you see companies ask for email addresses, because you can use social media to target them then. All right? Because 8 times out of 10, the email address that they associate with it for an educational download is tied to a Facebook campaign, because they equate cats playing violin as important as educational downloads. They don't want to miss out on that friend's post of the cat playing the violin. They don't want to miss out on your information. So 8 times out of 10, if you load a customer list up into Facebook, 80% of them will be associated with a Facebook account. All right, and we'll get to that here in a second. Best part about it is you can say, hey, these are people that know lawn care, that want lawn care. Go out and find me some more people that look like them in every facet of their demographics. And Facebook will do that for you at no cost. Right? Well, how do they have all this information? How do they know I'm a dog owner? How do they know I'm a cat owner? So I can talk about my sustainability product, my Holganix products that's safe for dogs and cats. Well, I wish it wasn't safe for cats, because I hate cats. But it's safe for dogs. I love it in my backyard because I don't worry about my dog. But how does Facebook know that I have a dog? Facebook knows everything about you. That picture of the kids that you posted, that picture of the dog you posted, they have complex software that reads that and tells them, okay, Grant has a dog, he has 2 kids, he lives here, he lives there. Every time he puts a picture of a cat playing piano, it records that and Facebook sells it to us as marketers. Really creepy for you personal people, really awesome for us marketing people. Yay. But yes, everything you put in the Facebook is recorded, all right, and is available for marketers to use to deliver great Facebook ads, because that's what they want. They want Facebook ads that are relevant to their consumers. They don't want to stick Barrett in the cool kids table. They want ads that their consumers might find interesting. That's how they keep a happy medium between the two, of staying cool and showing ads. All right. How many people have boosted posts? Stop doing it. Okay? It's cool, but it doesn't work as effectively as sponsored posts, and I'll get to this in a second. You have a little bit of flexibility of what you can boost as far as targeting. When we talk about segments, we can choose some demographics. You know, yeah, maybe they're in a 40-mile radius, maybe they like sustainability, but that's not enough for me. I really want to segment the crap out of my list and find that perfect consumer and create that perfect message for them. All right? When targeting is important, don't use boosted posts. If you have an organic post that did well on its own, maybe you want to boost it. Maybe you want to boost a customer testimonial, saying, hey, Joe, thanks so much for sending us this customer testimonial and show a picture. Maybe you want to boost that so more people see that. But again, don't use boosting as your main form of advertising. Okay? Facebook advertising promoted posts is really where you want to go, and I'll show you here in a second how we use that to our advantage. You can do clicks to your website. You can do website conversions. That's what we like. We only like paying for people that become actual sales qualified leads. I don't want to pay for website clicks. I'd rather pay for customers, leads. All right? You can pay for page likes. If likes are important to you, you can pay for it. You can create local awareness if you have a local event or something like that, event responses. You can create offers, maybe for an area consideration or a certain dollar amount. You can do all sorts of cool stuff with Facebook ads and promote your posts. The way we use it, we use custom audiences. So I take our current customers and segment the crud out of them as far as what types of products they have, more importantly, what types of products they don't have that can complement them. I also segment our non-interested list. Why are they not interested? Did they go with his company? Did they go with his company? I can start putting them in lists and creating a message saying that, hey, he kicks small animals. Come to our company. I don't know if that's true or not, but, you know. Well, then I like you. Then I won't pick on you. But yeah, so we can create messages by segmenting our lists, and then we can upload those lists into Facebook. So if you have a free event, or if you have something at your place, you can target those people again by uploading that list. How powerful would it be for you guys next spring if you take your non-interested that received the quote and decided not to go with you this year, and follow them around Facebook next spring for 180 days with a better offer than what they got? Or maybe a different USP that your people didn't apply that you're saying. Because sales screws everything marketing does up. So does production too. If Rob's in here, so does production. Yes?
I don't intend to sound stupid, but how are you going to get, if you're not interested, whether you have email address, into Facebook, not knowing what their Facebook is?
What happens is there's a little button here. Everybody using Real Green probably or something similar. You can export your list of people that have contacted you for an estimate. Hey, we'd like to send you an estimate by email. You got their email address. What you can do then is go into this little create a custom audience, and it allows you to upload a customer list with Excel. And 80% of the emails you get will probably be associated with the Facebook address. Because when we're talking about like an estimate or money, it goes to their main email account. Believe it or not, Facebook goes to their main email account because I can't miss that cat playing violin. Alright, so that's the level of importance. Financial and Facebook. Unfortunately, that's true. So about 80% of that list will probably be associated with a Facebook account. So you can target them. How powerful is that? You upload your list of non-interesteds from last year that went with TrueGreen. Does anybody work with TrueGreen? Okay. How about Scott's? Anybody work with Scott's? Scott's? Okay. So, okay. Well, I can target people by who went with TrueGreen and who went with Scott's, and know exactly how to position my product to them. Probably with TrueGreen or Scott's, I would focus on the fact that we're a local company. We don't use a national call center. You know your technician. I don't know. That's just the way I position things when competing against the national guys. But so you can position your products. You can upload lists of individual sets of people and create ads that speak directly to them and follow them around Facebook for 180 days. Pretty cool. Absolutely. All right. You can also do some cool things. We talked about remarketing. You can use remarketing for Facebook as well as Google. So not only are you going to ESPN and seeing that pair of shoes on there, but you're going to Facebook to look at a cat playing violin and you see your shoes there too. So we're going to follow you on social media as well. This is really powerful, especially when it comes to our organic products. We had a campaign this summer, I was telling you about it, where we followed around people that looked at our sustainability, that are organic pages. Then we created an audience, okay? We created a list of people through Facebook and said, okay, pull everybody that's looked at a page about dog safety, the environment, toxic algae bloom, all right, and show them this ad about how they may be contributing to the toxic algae bloom, or find out if they are or not by clicking on it. And boy, let me tell you, we had a very engaged response with that because it spoke directly to what those people wanted to hear.
How will you measure conversions?
I measure conversion by them submitting for a lead in most times, so submitting for an estimate.
Through Google Analytics?
No, through Facebook Analytics. You can set it up to a certain page on Facebook, and so we have a basic thank you page after they submit, so that's how we measure it. So we can segment that list, and that's what we did this summer, all right? We had major outbreaks of algae bloom, okay, out in Toledo Basin. It's a little bit farther away from Cleveland, but Cleveland was really worried about it. So what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to pull from Real Green everybody that contacted me for an estimate, or contacted my company for an estimate the past 2 years, and specifically requested an organic estimate, and then left, or didn't do anything with it. I'm also going to target those people that were not interested in general and checked out one of our organic pages, and then left. I'm also going to target those non-interested that requested that organic quote and said no, it was too expensive, or one way or another, or hey, I don't need this, I'm going with True Green. All right? And then I'm also going to target those people who visited one of our blog articles that had something to do with sustainability or something to do with toxic algae. All right? I created a very specific audience, and then I showed them an ad about learn more about the toxic Lake Erie algae bloom and how your lawn care company may be contributing to the problem. Left it very open-ended. It was a download to receive some information and a free estimate from us. All right? And some of the results we got, and by the way, I excluded all our current customers. I excluded all of them. I don't want any of my current customers getting that ad. All right? Yeah, sweet indeed. All right? And I just pulled this from Facebook. I just did a screenshot. And I'm sorry, I got a little bit of a sense of humor. So I named this campaign Algae. Scary! All right? Because it was kind of like Channel 19 Action News. I was kind of trying to scare them into, saying, hey, yeah. So anyway, I made it scary. So we had, our reach was 1,287 people ended up seeing our ad. All right, we had 107 conversions from that, meaning they got our kit and an estimate from us, and we ended up getting 50 sales out of it. 50, 52, somewhere around there.
Is that 1287? Is that upload, or is that 1287?
1287 that actually engaged that we reached with our list. That list was a little bit bigger. That list was somewhere around 1,800 to 1,900. Yeah, and what we do with Facebook ads work different than Google ads, okay? Google ads, you click it and then you forget it. Facebook ads, you got to renew on a 3-day basis because it's a timeline, all right? It gets pushed down, all right? So you want to make sure every 3 days you turn off that ad and start a new ad. That way it keeps appearing on that timeline until they pay attention with us. But yeah, that was one of our campaign results, and that's the one we were talking about, the scary algae bloom campaign that I ran.
Sean, what did that cost?
Right here, we spent $583.
Okay, 50 free sales or something, so $10 a sale?
Something like that, yes. I'm not an advertiser.
Did you split it?
How much time did I put into this? Like maybe 20 minutes. I just told Facebook, don't, pull out, target everybody that's looked at a blog with this word in it. How many other people reach this? How many other people reach this? How many people reach this? And oh, by the way, exclude my customer list. And the great thing about this is you do it once, and you can save that audience. If that audience is who you want to, if those are the demographics or segmentation ways, you can save it and it'll keep collecting that information. So next year, when we have the toxic algae bloom, because it's a continuous problem, I'm going to have even more in that list that I can show to. It's going to keep populating that list. Huh?
This is middle of summer?
Yeah, this is, what was it, August?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
The point that it's hard to sell lawn care in middle of
Hard to sell lawn care in August, but it's easy to sell algae bloom information in an organic lawn care. And I'd love to say that everybody signed up with an organic program, but I didn't look that far into it.
One thing else, you could also have testimonials in there saying, oh, yeah, well,
That's a great idea. You interested in working for me? No, that's a great idea. Absolutely. So if you have somebody that can't, or somebody that's not interested because they're not sure, because, well, blah, 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 I don't know, I've never heard of you before. You can have ads that show to those people that are testimonials. And say, Joe Smith got, and Avon loves us, blah, blah, blah. Click here for a free, estimate today.
we might be in your neighborhood.
We might be in your neighborhood. You target people by routing. You can I've done that experiment before. Boy, let me tell you, that's fun. Because production is never in the area they say they're going to be. But that's never a discussion for another day. Yeah, it's usually somewhere like a gas station when I run. But anyway, but yeah, so I'm going to be, and we're all over the place. It's hard with routing to identify, like, say, that's a great idea. Say, hey, we got an Avon Lake special today. Upload your Avon Lake people that are not interested, cancels in the past, and geo-coordinate to just show there. Yeah, you can do all sorts of fun stuff like that. Yeah, you can do it. How powerful is that? So they're getting a direct mail piece. You're following around on Facebook. You're following around on Google. Man, you're everywhere. You must spend a fortune on marketing. These guys must be good. Right? And the message speaks directly to me. Well, you can do that with inbound. You can't do that with outbound. But you can do that with inbound, and you can create some cool things. So that is a very cool example of how I've used that. All right, some other cool things. Like I said, you can save these audiences as buckets, and they keep filling. So anytime somebody visits one of your safety blogs, hey, they're now in my sustainability safety organic bucket I can advertise to. Or if somebody, has dogs, I can position it that way. I can create all these buckets like rain buckets and keep gathering all these people as they come through my website, and I can follow them around with messages that are directly to them. How powerful is Facebook advertising? That's really cool. That's scary for personal people, but cool for marketers. All right? You can create lookalike audiences. So if you say you have a sustainability audience, you can hit the lookalike audience button, and it can find people that match those demographics, match their interests, what pages, what other Facebook pages they're fans of, where they're going, who they follow. You can create these lookalike audiences with a click of a button. All right? Sometimes they do really well, sometimes they don't. Depends on what type of interest and everything. Sometimes they're hit and miss. But the audience, the saved audience, is the easiest way to get started with Facebook marketing. Some of the options other than Facebook ads as far as audiences, you can follow people that go on specific parts of your website in general. Email lists. If you have an email list, please don't, if anybody's not collecting emails, please make it a priority to go back through your list and make sure that you get all these emails, because it's very important. One of our best campaigns is Grub with Facebook ads. Those people that don't have Grub control. We do a scary Grub ad saying, hey, Grubs have been spotted. I mean, Grubs were bad this year. So Grubs have been spotted. Here's some scary pictures of Grubs. Are you protected today? Click here to find out. And people actually click there and get notified. One of our salespeople gets notified that, hey, somebody clicked on it, wants to know if they have Grub protection. Hey, I noticed you were on Facebook and you wanted to know if you had Grub protection. Well, Mrs. Jones, you do not. Can I go ahead and add that onto your package? Easy sale. Real easy sale. And when you start segmenting lists like that, you can position your products especially towards them. Aerations. Anybody sell aerations? Load a list of people up that don't have aerations. Talk about the benefits in sponsored posts and ads and how they're missing out if they don't have aerations. Use it as a salesperson to knock on their Facebook door with that specific message. And then you can offer some really cool offers to them and drive them to become customers of that product for you. So those are some of the cool things you can do with Facebook. Twitter advertising works exactly the same. It's not as big as Facebook, because Facebook right now has 1.6 billion users, all right, whereas Twitter only has 300 million, all right? But Twitter, you can do the same type of things. You can follow people around by lists. You can create audience lists. You can follow around people that follow Barrett. You can follow around people that follow certain people, certain organic people, maybe certain fans of TV shows. Some pretty cool things. You can use Twitter advertising to your advantage as well. You can even target people by TV shows. That's pretty cool. Like DIY Home Network for your industry, our industry, you can target people by specific shows. My brother-in-law owns a landscaping company. I always tell him you got to be targeting those people that talk about or watch Yard Crashers. I mean, come on, DIY Network, it goes hand in hand. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I ran a little bit late, and I'm sorry. I talked a lot. Yeah.
Do you recommend
use Hootsuite when it comes to a central dashboard and social media tool. I like Hootsuite. It works well for me. As far as the ads go, I use Facebook Power Editor. And if you do Facebook ads, you can either do it through the native platform or something called Facebook Power Editor. It's free to get Power Editor. I don't know why everybody does it. But with Facebook regular advertisements, you can follow people around those lists for up to 90 days, those remarketing ads. Power Editor, you can extend that to 180 days. So just download Power Editor and run your ads out of there. Plus, it's a cleaner interface and stuff like that. It's a one-button switch. Yeah?
What about AdWords?
AdWords, I love AdWords. The only problem with AdWords is you're only targeting people at the bottom of the funnel. They know what they want. They know what they're searching. Okay? However, with Facebook, you can target people that don't know they want your product yet, that maybe are interested in sustainability or something like that, and you have a solution for them and you can get in front of them. So I love the combination of the two. AdWords is great, especially the remarketing ads that follow people around. Those are fantastic. But yeah. No, blogging helps our SEO. And when we talk about search engine optimization, I do a lot of persona I do a lot of surveys with our customers. Taking me in the way back machine and telling me what did you type into the Google search box on that day that you started your search for lawn care. That's the only words I care about. I honestly could care less about words that, that somebody tells me are important. I need to know what my customers think are important. Yeah. Yeah, we have a blog article with a download attached to it. Now, and some people may see this too. When you run Facebook advertising, you'll say, oh, the numbers are different than what it says in analytics, because analytics measure things different. They measure by sessions and not by clicks. Facebook is by clicks, and it's a little bit different. We can talk about that later. But yeah, you can use it in conjunction. The problem with AdWords is it's getting really expensive because people are on this. This is cheap as sin. I spent $530 and got 50 customers out of it. I'll do that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. I'll sell Barrett out to get that kind of return on. I'll sell you out, sorry, man. That's all I care about is return on investment. All right? I'll sell you down the river, buddy. I'll sing like a canary. Hence, Shaun Kanary. But yes, I will do anything for that to improve my ROI. Facebook advertising is so cheap right now. And just like AdWords, they reward you how relevant and how segmented your lists are. So if you upload a list of non-interested in cancels, it's not going to cost you very much to target those people because it's a very segmented list. You're not targeting all of Cleveland. They recognize that, you are competing with less advertisers, and they reward you for it. So I love both platforms. It's just I'm really on Facebook advertising because of the segmentation possibilities. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody may see it, yeah. But that's why that exclude factor is so important. I upload the exclude factor, and 80% of my customers, 80% of the people that do upload emails are associated with Facebook. So there may be a little bit of a ripple effect as far as somebody seeing it that, hey, they may use a different email address, or you have a multiple property or something like that. Yeah, somebody may see that. Less than a current customer vision when they get a direct mail piece with a a $25 off offer. Yeah. I've been using Facebook ads now for 2 years. I've had a total of 4 people say, hey, why am I not getting this? What's this? My family members, I saw this, and what's going on? Facebook will tell you how many people of that list it will reach. It'll give you that reach. It will tell you who they reach. That's how they protect your information. They won't tell you who, but they'll tell you how many of that list you reach. So and like I said, every time I upload a list, it's about 80%. And I reach a good portion of that. That list was like 1,900. Okay? Any other questions? Good questions. It's a great group. I didn't get any dudes or mans before.
Show you how powerful this stuff can be, not to give you an absolute step-by-step how to do that. You got to do some of your own homework. Or engage Shaun. Shaun, will you be here for a reception?
If you're buying it.
Yeah, we're buying. And so at the end of the day, I'll be here. So if this is cool with you, you engage him. Sold 1,000 new clients last year on inbound.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.